What you want? What? What you want? How may I be of a service? Hmm? Oh, watch yourself, dude. That's still probably hot. Nope. See, every time I go to pick you up to give you proper attention, you fucking go schizo. Hello and welcome back to the channel where last year I went to my very first convention, Navan Comic Con, and I had such a wonderful, amazing time. Spent a lot of fucking money, and because it was such a roaring success, I'm going today. Yeah, not even a whole full year later because it was the con was on the 17th last year. It's on today on the 2nd, so I actually need to empty out my bag of its stuff, so I have plenty of room to put in all the stuff that I'm going to be buying today. So let me actually set this up here. Yep, so that'll do. Let me just as well put my bank card back into my wallet because I need to take out cash once I get into town. Yeah, because I have a small budget. It's basically just €50 less than last year. For last year, I had 200 going in to the event. This year, I have 150, which is perfectly fine. Considering that's roughly about 150, 160 is how much I spent last year, including food and that the lunch that I had gotten and stuff. So yeah, I'm still recovering from a cold, as you can probably hear. I apologize about that cough. Still a bit of a cough, and that, and start throwing things over onto the other couch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. No idea what I'm going to be coming home with this time. You never really know. Why do I have two wires? Okay, so that's the normal one. Is this the busted up one? Yeah, that's the busted up one. So, I'm getting sidetracked here. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this event. I'm going solo this time. My plan is I'm going to leave shortly. Now that my bag is packed, I have my wallet off to the side here. My keys are outside in the hall because that's where I have the door locked. Just grabbing my headphones on the couch here because I put them on charge as soon as I got up this morning. Going to grab something to eat. So it'll take me about 20 minutes or so to get into town from walking. I'll go grab something to eat, more than likely McDonald's, because that's all that's really open this early on a Sunday. Then go to queue for about half 10. Stand in the queue for about a half hour. Get in, buy some shit. About 12:30, I'll go grab something to eat. Or maybe 12:30, 1, I'll go grab something to eat. It depends, really. Because unlike last year where I didn't really sit down for like a lot of the stuff, you know, the celebrity talks and all that. So this year we have someone who was a suit actor for Doctor Who. He played a Cyberman, he played a Sea Devil from the Whittaker era. And then we have someone from Star Wars again who played Biff on Tuna, I think it is. The blue little guy from the special edition of Return of the Jedi, I think it was. He's going to be there, so I'm going to sit down, listen into some of that as well, and just go from there. So yeah, that 5-minute ramble is done. It's time to go walk in. I actually managed to get a bus in. It's a good thing I actually checked, because that N1, when I checked it like 9 o'clock, said it was due, and it literally just came, so I'm in town now. Time to go get something to eat, because I am hungry. Okay, so I've been home for about nearly 2 hours now, and it's time to go through everything that I bought at Navan Comic Con. Now, it felt bigger and better than last year. I'm not gonna lie. I think a vendor had said to me that they were expecting to have at least 600 people there today. I don't know if it got to that point or not, but I was definitely there from open till about half two, which was when I decided that I was done for the day. That I've been to all the stalls multiple times. I bought what I wanted. So I went in with €160 and I came out with €40 left, which isn't too bad. So definitely, if there's a year three for Navan Comic Con, I sure as shit will be going to it because I loved it. I loved the last year, and I loved this year. So can't wait for them to announce Comic Con for next year because I definitely will be going to that. Now, as always, you do get 2 free posters for entering. So here is the first of the free posters. Obviously, mine is a little bit. I had them, fully wrapped up, like this. But obviously, with me putting in shit into my bag, these are gonna happen. But I really do like this art. This art piece. It is very, very done, very, very cool. And there is the artist's signature on the bottom. I could have actually got this signed for free by the artist because both artists were there at the con. I just didn't. And then the next piece is the one that I'm really, really hyped about, that I'm definitely going to be sticking up whenever I get Blue Tack again. And that is this awesome Cyberman helmet design with delete going all across it, because we did have a suit actor there today. And I actually did get to speak to him just before he went up, which you would have seen footage of, a little snippet of footage of that just before I hopped on here. Really, really nice guy. We talked to for about 5-10 minutes about the show, and different aspects of it. He was there. When the Rasputin dance was done with Sacha Dhawan, like he didn't know about that, so he talked about like he doesn't get any scripts in that, and so that he had no idea that Sacha Dhawan was going to do that, and so like I said, he was a very, very lovely person to talk to. Now, going into the event, I want to pause here once I drag all this stuff out from my bag. I bought something like that. So once I pull it out, I'll talk more about that. So I get into the event because it was actually slightly different than last year. Because last year we actually had a security guy come out and talk to us about like making sure we have our tickets ready and to head in and that. This year was not that case. We were literally out there for like 5 minutes before the actual guy who runs the event came downstairs to see what the story was, and told us that we could actually go in, because I wasn't too sure on that front, because I was actually there, the very first person to queue up about 20 past 10. And initially I was a bit worried because it was getting very close to the start of the event and there wasn't really many people queuing up. But eventually people started to come in and all that. So then I made my way around, filming stuff and, filming what I could. Made it to one booth who I left their business card downstairs, but they done a lot of their stuff that they were selling were 3D printed. And it was actually, a lot of that stuff was like super fucking cool. But then the moment I looked away, I immediately spotted these 2 items. I was like, yeah, these are coming home with me. And they were €15 each. So for €30, I bought these 2 Doctor Who action figure sets. So the very first one here is the Sensorites, which comes with the first Doctor, Sensorite Elder, and a regular Sensorite. So obviously I'm going to be opening up this because I want to. It is a limited edition version from character, which paying €15 is actually a really good steal. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so I don't have my laptop on hand here, so I had to pause and I should go look it up because I was supposed to do it before filming this. But yeah, this recently sold a couple of days ago for like €28, excluding postage. So the fact that I managed to get it for 15 is a really good price. Now I might film a video of me opening this, but the main reason I bought it was like, I've never seen the story The Sensorites. I bought it for the Doctor. That's the only reason I bought these two sets. The XS figures, couldn't give a toss about. The Doctors, however, those are who I wanted. So we have the Sensorites, and then next we have Earthshock with the Fifth Doctor. So with the Cyberman Android 1 and 2, with some other accessories there. And then here is the back of it. So yeah, like I said, I mainly bought this for the Doctor. So €30 for these two sets, which honestly would be about like 50, 60 by themselves on eBay. Now that's excluding shipping. If we're including shipping, this was 28 before shipping. So if we're including shipping in that case for like me purchasing off of eBay, this would have been €54 according to the most recent sold listing, and then this one would have been €45, brand new sealed, not including like figs. Because if we're buying the figures individually, you're talking about probably again €15 to €20, excluding shipping per Doctor, because that just seems to be how much they go for on eBay. So literally, those were the first two things that I bought, and the only thing that I bought from that booth was those two Doctor Who figs. Now, Cymotic Comics were there, and in case you didn't watch last year's one, they're the people who I bought a whole bunch from last year. Didn't buy a single thing from them this year. They just honestly hadn't really anything there for me. But I did buy obviously some other stuff, so let me go and drag that out. Also, I probably forgot to mention I just had my little air heater on, but I'm just after knocking it off because I'm actually warm now. Now, the next thing that I bought for, I think it was either 10 or €15. I can't remember which. But there was obviously a Star Wars vendor there. And so this was like, so the Doctor Who's were literally bought at 11 o'clock. This next fig was bought closer to 12 because I was like, oh, I wonder how quickly I'm going to run out of money. But no, this was literally the third thing that I bought. And there's only one person really dedicated to selling Star Wars. There's some Star Wars mixed in with a bunch of others, people selling stuff. But I managed to I bought from this person before. You can kind of see some of the Star Wars stuff that I have behind me there. After today, I just literally changed all of my displays. I'm gonna have to change them again now with all of this stuff. But you briefly seen it there. It is of course a vintage Kennar Boba Fett, which we have the missile here. He is a little janky, but I'm happy enough with this. I saw, I was like, oh, okay, I'll pick this up for the 10, €15 that it was, because it, apart from it being janky, I don't see like an issue with it. I'm pretty sure it's missing accessories, but hey, I'm not really going to complain. Now later on, I did come back to the same seller and I bought another Kennar thing, because I did last year. I did buy one Kenner thing, and that was of course the Darth Vader, because that was the one thing I wanted to come out with. And this year I came out with two Kenner stuff, so now I have three Kenner Star Wars figs in my collection. And he had multiple versions of this, and this one was the one in the nicest conditions, and that was Ben Kenobi. Now obviously he is missing his saber. The joints definitely feel like very stiff, which is a good thing. And of course he is missing his cape, but he is the best condition one that he had there. So I was happy enough to pick up old Ben for the €10. So I'm going to say the person that I bought from the most as a firework just goes off. Now, last year I bought a good chunk of comics. Not this year. This year I bought 2 comics, and again, they are Doctor Who related. So, again, apologize for that cough. So the first comic we have here is the New Adventures with the Ninth Doctor. I'm not sure exactly what it is called, but we see the Doctor there and we see Captain Jack. So my guess is towards the end of season 1 era, for this one, with the funny enough the 8th Doctor Doctor Who logo there. So this and the other comic was in a bin for 2 for a fiver. So it's like, yep. As soon as I seen this, I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick that up. And then I picked up the next one. They had a few others there as well, but I was like, the crate that I have for my comics is so full. You can kind of see it off to the side there. If I just move this over, yeah. So you see where my finger is right there. That's where all my comics are. So that's why I limited myself this year. So the next one that we have here is the New Adventures with the 12th Doctor. Again, I'm not entirely sure what this one is called, but it's definitely early in his run, because he's still using the 11th Doctor's screwdriver there, but he also has longer hair from season 9, which I know he didn't, he kind of did before. He still had the screwdriver before the Witch's Apprentice slash the that 2-parter, the season 9 2-parter. So yeah, very happy to add 2 more Doctor Who comics into my collection for a fiver. So now we get to Uncanny Collectibles. These are the people that I bought the most from. I'm not gonna lie. I think in like the out of the €120 that I spent, they got the brunt of it. I have a VHS here. I have a sealed Star Wars figure. I have 2 awesome Star Trek things. I have a bag that was 3 items for a fiver. And then I have the last thing that I bought just before I walked out. So the very first thing, getting over to the Uncanny Collectibles booth, I rifled through a bunch of their figs. The first thing that I spotted was a VHS. Not long after I picked up the actual figure, so I asked how much it was, and the moment I was told the price, I was like, "Yeah, that's coming home with me," because this is the thing that I wanted to get last year, but no one had it, or it might have been bought early on. But it is a still sealed Darth Maul from the 1999 Star Wars figure range. Now, last year I did buy Palpatine, so I had to pause there for another cough. But I bought Palpatine for the same price last year. So I was like, as soon as I seen it and they said it was €10, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. And then it took me a second to see it, but I actually found that they were selling the Phantom Menace VHS tape as well. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy that, because there was actually at some point I could have bought episode 1 and episode 2 on VHS in a charity shop for 20, where Phantom Menace was still sealed, but I passed on it because I was like, €20 for 2 VHS tapes seemed a bit excessive. I'm glad now that I did wait for that. So I checked it before I bought it, to see if I could spot any molding on it, on the tape itself, and there doesn't appear to be any whatsoever. So I'm gonna go test this out now. All right. Oh, that's. Oh, hold on. It might be. Let's fast forward it a bit. That usually helps. Okay. You can't really see from there, but it works. So we just fast forward it a good bit more. Higher this up a little bit so you can actually hear it. But yeah, it works. So for a fiver, I can't really complain. So yeah, it works. I'm happy enough with that, you know, spending a $5 on that, because that means now I'm just missing 2 more Star Wars VHSs, one of which I'm never going to get my hands on, and that, of course, is the rare like hard low print of Episode 3 that I'm never going to get my hands on. But it also comes with this little thing here that I don't think was ever opened. So we have like all this cool old school shit that I definitely grew up with, you know, like the lightsabers, the mini dioramas, of course, the figures, the Legos, a lot of which is worth a decent amount of money. Like I know that Slave 1 is worth stupid money now if it's still sealed. So yeah, very happy to have yet another VHS in my collection, because I did get some more tapes from my cousin in America that I opted not to do a video on. Let me know if you do want me to do a video on them, because they're literally they're right down there. I haven't put them away yet. So then the other thing that I got, there was one thing that I was hemming and hawing on, and that was a Transformer. But in the end, I was like, okay, I don't really want, had like €35 worth of stuff here. I don't really fancy paying 55 right at the gate. So then I put it back. The moment I found this, I was like, oh, I know what this is. This is Star Trek related. I'm gonna buy it. So basically for a tenner each, I got, because I'm pulling them out of the plastic here. Let's just put that little package to the side. It's little, the little Borg cubes from Star Trek, except they open with little dioramas inside. One had to be extra careful because they do come with figs, and they're so very, very tiny. So here is the inside. We do have a teeny tiny Borg. A little teeny tiny Borg. Little Borg drone. We also have a season 5 era Picard, which you can't really fucking see. I'm trying my best, but it's not going. But I can assure you, it is the old Baldy. And now these do pull out, so there you go. We even have like a little assimilation table there for him to be, you know, either Picard to be assimilated, or the person who is in Borg Cube number 2. Which is a little Deanna Troi in uniform for once. So basically the same inside. I'm pretty sure this one is missing the drone that's supposed to come with it. So again, little assimilation chamber, I think that might be like a little maturation chamber right there as well. But hey, you know, for a tenner each to have something Borg related again in my collection, because I do have a Borg cube, the one that makes light up sounds and stuff. But having like this is fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Now, literally not long after that, I sat down for a second to rest my legs, because this was about getting close to like 12:30, and then just before I stepped outside for a bit of fresh air, I noticed they had this, you know, Uncanny Collectibles had this bargain bin. There was 3 items for a €5 or €2 each. And the first thing I saw, I was like, oh, this is so coming home with me. Is Thunderbird 3. So I absolutely love and adore Thunderbirds. I grew up on it. I have footage of me having Tracy's Island when I was a kid, in the early 2000s, and I just As soon as I found it, and for like this price, I was like, okay, what else Thunderbirds related do you have? Do you have Thunderbird 2? Like, I didn't ask them. I was just digging in the bins. Like, please let me find more Thunderbird items. Like, I know I missed out on Thunderbird 1. Someone else got that. Because I remember talking with someone and seeing someone drop a Thunderbird 1. And I wasn't too sure initially if they had brought it in or if they bought it from someone. And I think they did buy it from Uncanny Collectibles. But I did find Thunderbird 4. So now I push those in, and then if I press this button on top, out pops the little thingy-majigs, and for like a $5 essentially for this Thunderbird 3, and then there had nothing else after that. Like, I was really struggling to find something to bring it up to the $5, but they had this. They had 2 of these in there. I was like, oh, may as well, grab it. And that is a little red Hulk, obviously, Thunderbolt Ross version of Hulk from 2009. So this was made just as, the MCU was starting up, like a whole full year into it. So basically this plus Thunderbird 4 and Thunderbird 3 for a $5. I was like, sign me the fuck up. So now we get to the last thing that I bought. It was the last thing that I purchased for the day. At the convention, literally, as soon as I bought this, I dipped. So I'm just going to pull it out here. This isn't sponsored, but I'm going to show off the Uncanny Collectibles business card here. Like, they have a really good selection of toys. This is not sponsored. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm doing this of my own volition because of how much money they took from me. They took €60 off of me today with everything that I bought. So the last thing that I bought today was the moment I saw that they had Transformers, I was like, I want a Transformer. And I found a couple of Optimuses. Now, I put one back that I was originally going to buy. And then by the time I went around, I'm pretty sure it might have been bought. Which was the one that kind of looked more like the G1 Optimus. But in the end, I settled for this Optimus. I'm not sure exactly which version of Optimus this is, as I'm trying to gonna have to rip into this bag just to get him out here. He does come with his weapon. He does indeed come with the little power axe that he uses. So just gonna unfurl the feet there. So put that down a bit, maybe lift up the head a bit. I can actually see the, oh, I can take out the matrix. Okay, cool. So yeah, here's Optimus. If I open up his, not his crotch piece, but his chest piece, he actually has the Matrix of Leadership already in there. So I'm not sure what version of Optimus this is, but I'm happy to finally have an Optimus in my collection. I'm not going to transform him right now. But yeah, I am very happy to own this at least an Optimus in my collection. And then there he is with his little axe there. So that has been my experience in Comic-Con from Sci-Fi Talks Ireland for Navan. 2 years in a row, fucking phenomenal event. If you can go to any of the Sci-Fi Talks shows, please do, because they are absolutely amazing, and I've had 2 years in a row, I've had so much fun. There's a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot of things that I didn't get to, I probably didn't have a chance to have a proper snoot around
you know. But I had so much fun. When they announced year 3 for Navan, I am definitely there because I had so much fun. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for watching. I don't know what the next video is going to be. It's either going to be me opening the Doctor Who figs or something. I don't know. But let me know what you thought of this video in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of my haul. And I will catch you all on the very next upload.